Those eyes filled with tears. No, it was you who taught me to believe again. You showed me that leadership isn't about power, it's about people. Her son came running and hugged the CEO tightly. "Uncle," he said with a bright smile, "Mom says you're her angel." The CEO knelt, placed his hand on the boy's shoulder, and whispered, "No, little one, she's mine." Rain began to fall harder, but nobody moved. The three of them stood there, a woman who fought through pain, a man who found his soul, and a child whose laughter healed them both. In that moment, the CEO realized, sometimes the people we try to help end up saving us. Friends, kindness doesn't end when the story ends. It keeps growing. It keeps shining, and it keeps finding hearts that need light. Tonight's ending will touch the deepest corner of your heart. Months passed and the company had changed, not just in numbers, but in spirit. The CEO was no longer the man who hid behind a desk. He was now a leader who walked among his people, listening, helping, and learning. But one morning, something unexpected happened. The janitor didn't show up for work. Her locker stood open. Inside was her old yellow gloves, neatly folded beside a note. The CEO picked it up with trembling hands. It read, "Sir, I've been offered a position at my son's school as a cleaner. I want to be near him now. You gave me more than a job. You gave me back my life. I'll never forget the night you found me sleeping. You woke me up in more ways than one. Thank you for seeing me when no one else did." Tears filled his eyes as he stood there in silence. He walked to the supply closet, the same place where everything had begun. He opened the door slowly and looked inside. The light flickered. The air still smelled of old soap and metal shelves. He placed his hand on the wall and whispered, "You were never just a worker. You were the heart of this place." Later that evening, he visited the school she mentioned. He saw her through the window, laughing as she cleaned, her little boy hugging her legs. She didn't see him, but he smiled quietly and left a small envelope at the door. Inside was a scholarship for her son, and a note that said, "For the boy whose smile reminded me what kindness means." As he walked away, a soft wind brushed against his face, warm, peaceful, and full of memories. For the first time in years, he felt complete. Friends, life isn't about how high we climb, but how gently we lift others. Because sometimes, one act of love can change not one, but many lives forever. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Soul of Kindness, where every story reminds us that humanity still shines, even in the darkest corners of the world.